Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about different groups of people that I think are cults, okay? And overall their general vibe just gives cult. Now the camera's probably quite wobbly because I am on my bed. I've also done a little bit of decorating in the background now. Do you like it? I hope you do. Right, without further ado, let's get into it. Guys, see from the future here. So unfortunately I did upload this video and then it got copyrighted. I know guys, I'm so famous, I'm already getting copyrighted, but no, it got copyrighted. So unfortunately all the clips in this video are going to have to be muted. So that's brilliant, that's exactly what we want. But yeah, I'm very sorry in advance, but all the clips are going to be muted and I'm going to have to play something else over it. So the first group of people that I think is most definitely a cult is vegans. Okay, now this may sound quite controversial, but I do believe that vegans are part of an organisation that is perhaps not legal. Some of their practices and some of their attitudes are very strange, okay, so I think it's perfectly justified that I feel this way about them. Now, as you can imagine, most of this is coming from one certain lady who represents the whole group of vegans in a very bad light, okay, and that is that vegan teacher. But we'll talk more on her later, okay? So, vegans constantly talk about the fact that they are vegan. It's like, if you ever meet a vegan, you know that they're vegan because all they do is tell you that they're vegan. It's like all they know how to talk about is veganism. It's annoying. And it's like these vegans, they will shove it down your throat and they will make it very clear that you need to be vegan as well. So, they all look the same as well. Now, that might be a wild statement. Okay, that might be a wild statement. But around me, I'm going to compile some evidence of some vegans that I have found on social media. Do you notice a trend? Now, I am a McDonald's worker, okay? Not proud of it, but I am. And every time, do you know it's happened a few times today? I was on a shift today. And today, for some reason, we had so many vegetarian and vegan orders. And every time I get an order for a McPlant or Veggie Dippers, I know exactly who I'm going to see collecting it. And it's going to be a middle-aged woman with a bob and glasses who's very thin, very sickly looking, or it's going to be someone with dreadlocks. Okay, now let's move on to that vegan teacher. Now, if you haven't heard of her, I'd be surprised, okay, because there was a time where she was very popular, very controversial woman. She's an influencer. I don't know if she's still around, actually. I haven't heard much about her, but I think her name was Miss Katie. Miss Katie, she was a teacher and she's vegan, and she posted things on TikTok basically shaming anyone who wasn't vegan and saying that they were going to go to hell.
Why the fuck aren't you vegan? Yeah.
Hi Winnie. I don't know if you'll be able to see her, but yes. Winnie, do you have anything to say about veganism? Oh my god, thank you so much. And what do you think of that vegan teacher? Exactly, I agree. So that vegan teacher, very prominent character in social media at one point, and she used to make TikToks being like, eat your vegetables! But yeah, she used to make TikToks like that. And she actually made a statement saying that people with eating disorders who are in recovery should still be vegan. And as we know, that's a very problematic statement because disordered eating, it comes with wanting, like, very particular eating rules for yourself. And promoting the idea that people who are in eating disorder recovery should be vegan because it's much healthier, it can cause a lot of problems. And we know it can cause a lot of problems. And anyone seeing that who might be in that situation might think, oh, I should go vegan then if it's healthier and it's going to help me get thinner, you know? Also, as we know, made multiple statements about how people who aren't vegan are going to go to hell. Like, I'm going to find some videos and put them up for you to really show you the full extent of this woman, because she's interesting and it just feeds into the narrative that veganism is a cult.
3, 2, 1, sing! Eating animals is wrong, McDonald's. Hurting animals is wrong, McDonald's. Shit.
Facts don't care about your feelings. If you drink cow's milk, you're a piece of shit. You're an animal abuser, you can't deny it. You're paying a rapist, kidnapper, and murderer. That's the dairy industry. I'm just a messenger, so don't blame me.
Should ambulance drivers respond to calls from non-vegans? How do you think that the pigs would respond to this right now? The pigs who have had their babies killed, the pigs who have had their parents killed, the pigs whose mothers were raped, forced to be pregnant year after year.
And that vegan teacher is the leader. She is the leader of the cult. Okay, the next... Oh, this is going to be a lot for me. I'm very passionate about this topic. Disney adults. Disney adults, they are a cult. You know who Disney is for, right? You know who Disney was primarily targeted towards? Children. Disney is for children. And I will stand by that statement. I will stand by that statement for as long as I live. It has always been for children. It will always be for children. It's a magical place for children to go. Okay? It's a place for dying children to go and fulfill their wishes of seeing a little Finding Nemo ride and going on the Cinderella teacups, okay? It's not for a 40-year-old woman to go and try the new Disney pretzels and cry at the fireworks over the castle, okay? It's not for you. It's not for you. Your time is gone. Your time has been and gone. But that's not even the cult part, okay? If you like Disney, okay, what am I going to do? I'm not going to stop you from enjoying Disney, am I? Anyway, but that is not the cult part. The fact that adults go to Disney and enjoy it, that's not the cult part. The cult part is the fact that, I can't remember when this was, but at a certain time, there was a rumour circulating that if you gave birth to a baby at Disneyland, that baby would then have a lifetime, pass to Disneyland, okay? What did people do with this information? They deliberately waited until they were full term in their pregnancy and went to Disneyland and tried to induce labour while they were at Disneyland to have a baby at the park and get a full lifetime membership. People went to Disneyland to have babies.
Are the Disney adults okay? Seen in a book face group. Need advice. How supportive is Disney about having all natural water births? Do they allow water births anywhere in the resort? Like on the ferry between Disney Swan and Epcot? This is a tranquil ride that would create unique memories. Are there local doula services that could support an experience like this? Asking for a friend. Thank you.
So many things could go wrong, guys. Do you not care about your child's health? Like, what would happen if you gave birth to your baby on a roller coaster at Disney World? Do you think that's going to end well? Do you really think that's going to end well? No, it's not. Oh my god, it's actually ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. That is cult behaviour. That is cult-like behaviour. I will die on this hill. Also, on the other end of the spectrum, we have birth, and then we have death. Okay? People would go to Disney World and scatter their loved one's ashes. Right, I understand it. If your loved one really, really enjoys something and really liked a certain place, you'd want to be able to memorialise them there. But do it with a bench, do it with a tree, plant a tree there, plant a tree on the grounds or something. I'm sure you can get permission to do that. Don't scatter their ashes on a children's ride. Do you know how unsanitary that is, okay? That is so scary that I could be going on a ride and unknowingly be breathing someone's ashes in. You cannot tell me that Disney adults are not a cult. This is psychopathic. Okay, now the next demographic of people are Stanley Cup people. Now, Stanley Cups are water bottles. That's what they are. They're water bottles. They're literally just water bottles. They're irrelevant. They're just things to put liquid in. Not to mention, they're like 10 feet tall and 10 feet wide. They are massive. And you want to be carrying around this boulder of a drinks bottle with you. And not to mention, right, the price on the UK, I looked up the website, they range from 35 to 60 Great British pounds. You're seriously telling me that you're spending £60 on a Stanley Cup? We do not need to be spending £60 on a water bottle. We do not need to be buying little bags for them. Sorry, not little, huge bags for them. and getting little accessories for your Stanley. Okay, so already we got an over the top Stanley. We got freaking charms. We've got everything going in that little pouch, that little weird silicone pouch. We got everything you can need. We got tush wipes. Perfect. We've got a toothbrush, exactly what you need for dance. Then we've got liquid hydration all going in this Stanley. And we've got a lovely cup and a lovely straw charm. It's overconsumption. That's all it is. It's consumerism. It's consumerism at its finest. And people would collect them. People would collect the different patterns and like the different launches. And whenever there was a new launch, whenever there was a new collection that came out, people would go feral. People would be queuing up at like 3 a.m. in the morning outside of shops. Okay, those poor workers who had to deal with the brunt of these Stanley obsessed freaks running into the shop, ransacking the displays, fighting each other, verbally assaulting the staff over a cup that cost £60. Do we not see how this behaviour is odd? Now this one I can't lie, I can actually get behind. Like, I think this is what Stanley should be used for. The McDonald's as well. It's just perfect. I approve of this. This is an exception. The last cult I'm going to be talking about is private school students. Both boarding school students and just normal private school students. Okay, I'm sure there's terminology for it, but I have nowhere near been initiated into it, so I don't know the terminology. Okay, but private school students, they are a cult. They are so out of touch with reality, it's insane. You don't have a car! You don't have a car! My gosh, I have a Range Rover! And my mummy has a Lamborghini! Sorry, that is so stereotypical, but in my mind, that's just what private school students are like, and that is probably quite wrong. I've actually never met anyone who speaks like that or acts like that, but I feel like in my mind, that's just what they're like, okay? But it's quite sad, actually. The whole cult of private school students, it is sad. Their parents buy their love, and they're in denial of it. They are. Their parents ship them off to boarding school so that they can go on holiday every week, and then when they see them again, they're like, oh, I've got you the new iPhone 16. Now go back to boarding school and never speak to me again. I love you. That's what they do, and they're in denial. The private school students are in denial. They think that their parents love them because they buy them all of this stuff. They're like, oh, your mother can't love you if she hasn't bought you the new PS600. You don't have to show your love for someone through like incredibly expensive materialistic stuff. But if you said that to a private school student, they'd probably faint. They probably would. And obviously there's got to be, if you're boarding and if you're living in the same dorm with the same people, there's got to be a lot of drama there. There's got to be a lot of arguments. Yeah, and it must be quite a toxic environment most of the time. It just must be. And also the fact that people who go to private schools and boarding schools, they always think they're above everybody who doesn't. They always, like, where I went to school, there was the public school that I went to, and then there were two private schools. There was the boys' school and the girls' school. My God, whenever I used to get out from school and walk past the boys or the girls' school students, the looks they would give me, like, you're swine. You're shit on the bottom of my shoe. Like, stop. Okay? I know my skirt's so high you can see my ass. But it doesn't matter. I'm still a human. Okay? Don't look at me like that. But it's what they're like. And they've never known anything different, so we can't judge them for it. Even though I am judging them very heavily. Okay, and also, right, this is a side run. The amount of sports they do is insane! It's insanity. Like, you're telling me that you do 5 sports every night, every week. Like, oh yes, I do badminton at 4, and then I've got swimming at 5, and then I've got climbing at 7, and then I've got tennis at 8, and then I've got pickleball at 9, and then I've got field hockey at 10, and then I get to rest at 10:15, and then I finish javelin at 11, and then I'm allowed to go to sleep, but only once I've done my entire dissertation for university, even though I'm only in year 8, but they want us to be prepared, you know? And I wouldn't recommend joining any of these cults. Please don't, especially not the Disney Adults one or the vegans one. Okay, don't join veganism. Actually, don't join any of them. Just don't join any of them. Right, anyway, that's all for tonight, guys. Bye!